Profanity Nation.
Yeah, it's the new era of man for some old school fans with a new school brand. We got money on the mic with the plan in hand. And Stat Pat to his left, they go hand in hand. And to the right, we got Simpster, he putting it down. It's the Profanity Nation, we running the town. Yeah,
It's the Profanity Nation.
Profanity Nation.
Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Profanity Nation podcast, where we are the voice of the professional fan. As you can see, I'm joined here by my co-host, Stat Pat. Stat Pat.
Yes, sir.
What's
I'm
going
doing
on,
good,
sir?
man. Doing good.
Doing good?
Glad to be back.
Yeah, back after the holidays. We're
Yep.
back, settling in, ready to get this new year started.
Yeah.
Everything's great. Okay, so as you can see, we are one co-host down, but not out. We have our co-host, Money Mike. He is on location in Las Vegas, reporting from CES, the Consumer Electronics Show. Can we get Money Mike in the house?
Yo, what's going on, y'all?
What up, buddy?
Hey,
I'm
Money, how
still
you
here.
doing?
Hey, I try to have my perfect attendance. Never want to miss a show. Y'all know how we do.
Exactly. Tell us. Let's go real quick. You're over there at CES. Have you seen anything at the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas that stands out to you yet?
I've seen a couple things. I've seen the hologram. That hologram thing is crazy. Where basically, you know how you remember Star Trek like 20 years ago, and they were all at the boardroom, and then got beams in and talked. Like literally, that's something that could be done right now.
Oh wow!
So I thought that was crazy, and then also too, like, they got full fledged. I've seen y'all pictures. They have like robots that's like 6 feet tall, walking around doing stuff, and the guy was over there like kicking it basically in the butt to try to prove that it wasn't gonna lose the balance if he kicked it. And I was like, man, that robot about to come in.
Yeah,
That's exactly how you haven't they seen the Terminator movies? I mean, come on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Because all this AI stuff, man, listen, it's real scary, out there. So, look, because they going to make them where they're actually able to make their own decisions. So, but no, it's real cool out there. Technology has fullest. It's a great experience. I recommend anybody that likes, technology, to try to check it out.
Cool. Very good. Very
Okay.
good. Well, that's fun stuff. Vegas is always fun. So glad you're having fun. But glad you're checking in with us because, Mike, Money, man, these Lakers. Okay. Let's just go here. It's woe is us since this tournament win. No question, guys. Is there any solace that we beat the Clippers, or is that just petty? That is not the Lakers. That's not how we count our wins. Money?
Listen, it's a little solace, but I really truly feel what's going on with the Lakers right now is like a setup to the fullest of the powers that be in the players. Because, what I don't understand, and maybe you guys can help me out with this, I don't understand how 3 weeks ago, everything, we was on full cylinder. We were playing our best basketball. We were communicating. We were balling out. We were dedicated. We was all as one. And don't give me an excuse about injuries and stuff, because we had those same injuries there. There was somebody out that were they made it work, and they figured it out. And I feel like now, for some reason, they have decided, okay, cool, I don't want to make it work no more, so we're going to make it seem like we're just struggling and we're decommitted, and Darvingham lost the team. Like, come on now. Like, I think it's all hogwash. Based on what I'm saying, I think it's really the players that's deciding that they don't want to play every night versus anything else. What do y'all think?
Okay. Well, Stat, what do you think? But even if Money's right, that it's the players that don't want to play, isn't it the coach's responsibility to get them up, to get them into mode, to get them to play?
Yeah, as a coach, you have to find ways to motivate your team, period. Unless he's in on it and he's such a player's coach that he's willing to take these bullets, which doesn't make any sense because his job is on the line if he doesn't get results. It just feels like there's some kind of complacency. It looks like it could be from the players. It could be from the coaches. One thing we can see is it doesn't look like we have a dead set rotation. And he's changed this rotation up a couple of times, and now it used to be I guess a local thing, a Laker thing, but now the national media
are picking up on it. Yeah, but I think some of the players are at
Also
least
not
secretly kind of speaking up about the rotation.
Yeah, not understanding their rotations.
Yeah, money is that what you're hearing on the street, that even the players are kind of questioning Ham's rotations?
Yeah, but I think it's all a narrative thing. I really think it's more a narrative thing than anything else because, listen, I've watched Darvin Ham for the last 2 seasons, and I watched a lot of Laker basketball. And I've never, let me know if you guys, have seen it. But I don't know what play they're going to run. And I think if I'm going to, watch the Lakers as often as I do because I'm a fan, I should know what play is about to come up. They've been like this. They were like this last year, and they made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals. They were like that in the beginning of the season. They were like that during the tournament, where I literally think it's more about personality driven versus coaching and player. I think there's a decision made that, well, you know what, we wanted to win a tournament, so we're gonna do whatever it takes to win a tournament. So we did it, and now we don't want him as a coach anymore. So now we're just gonna turn our back on him. I think it's more of that than anything else.
Okay, so you're convinced, as of right now, that the players have turned on the coach, and they they want him gone. That either the players or the main players want him gone. Is that your feeling right now, Money?
Yeah, because I think that they've literally made the decision. Because you cannot tell me, like, how do you not have cohesiveness? How can all these narratives come up now when we had it 3 weeks ago and we were playing good basketball? Like, what happened, after December 19th when we won the tournament to, what is it, January 8th?
Yeah.
To where all of a sudden we don't know what we're doing. We don't know how to play anymore. Like, how do we have this disconnect? The first 30 games we didn't, but the last 10 games we did. Like, I don't understand how we can have this much of a contrast unless it's not done on purpose.
Step Pat.
Oh, you know what though? There have been a couple of things that has happened since the in-season tournament. One thing is Cam Reddish and Taurean Prince are not hitting the shots that what they were before in the season.
Okay.
Cam Reddish was going on a streak where he was basically a 40% three-point shooter.
All of a sudden, it was the emergence of Cam.
Now, all of a sudden, he can't buy a shot. He can't hit three-pointers. And, before we were singing his praises, he just needed an opportunity. But at the same time, now that we've seen why he's been bounced around the league. Because it's not a college season; it's an NBA season, and we're seeing the ups and downs of his game. Vando's shot hasn't. We thought he was going to take a step to be
hasn't come out.
A pretty good from shooting the three ball in a corner. He hasn't hit a consistent three. He passes up open shots because he don't want to miss. He's so into his head. And I also think, why haven't the Lakers use the rotation that got them into the playoffs? We don't see the same rotation. We haven't seen that same starting lineup this whole year. We haven't seen D'Angelo Russell and Reeves at the backcourt with Vando and Hachimura. LeBron James and AD. We haven't seen it.
Yet they're all healthy, ready to play.
And ready to play. They're all there. So the fact that we're not haven't even tried to put that lineup in, it doesn't make any sense to me. Why aren't we trying to work on more chemistry? That's the same chemistry.
To work off of what's working.
Yes, just make that better because it works. We've seen it work. And there was no reason to change that. And yes, Taurean Prince does give us more spacing than maybe Hachimura, but Hachimura was the reason him and Vando were there to help us get to where we're at. So
they were a big part of Hachimura was huge last season. Especially paid huge dividends in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's why I'm just very confused and why you see D'Angelo Russell goes to the bench, but he's only getting 17 minutes a game now. Who's getting those minutes? You know, why are these people getting the minutes?
Those minutes are going somewhere, but those minutes are not resulting in production.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, they're not netting a positive return.
Yeah.
So that you have to put on the coach at that point. Money. So, you know, we're talking here, and you know, Stat kind of feels that, you know, there's a little bit on the coach for rotations. You know, you can definitely lose a player when a player doesn't know what his rotation is, can't get set, can't get ready, can't get into the groove, gets, you know, 15 minutes one game, plays well, and then he's, you know, did not play coach's decision for the next 3 games or something like that. That just doesn't work for morale. You don't see any of that happening, Money?
I mean, I do. I mean, definitely Darvin Ham, his coaching style, I just don't understand. But again, I didn't understand it last year when we were going through what's coming final. Like, is he doing anything different now when we were balling, you know, getting to the playoffs, and then actually made a push from us winning all 8 games in the tournament to now? Like, I don't really see his MO has been the same thing the whole time. Like, what do you think? I mean, do you think it's been different?
Well, so I would say this. Talking about last season and the Lakers making that push into the playoffs, a lot of that had to do with the Lakers' injuries, right? And people being put in positions where Darvin Ham had no excuse but to play them. So it wouldn't be able – so he had to play Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves just actually stepped up. You know, he had to play – more Hachimura. He wasn't playing Hachimura when he first got on. Like, you know, like it almost felt like he had to play these players, and these players stepped up. And so why aren't we not rewarding those players that are part of the rotation? Why don't we just incorporate those other players? You know, incorporate Terron Prince, incorporate, you know, Christian Wood. You know, you can just, but still have your rotation of 8. And if somebody can crack it, they can crack it. So be it. But if you gotta crack it. You gotta crack it.
Exactly. You got to be consistent, and you gotta take that spot.
Yeah, because they earned it. You're just giving the keys to the car, and Cam Reddish and Terron Prince really haven't earned it.
It just kind of looks like, you know, when you watch some of these games that he's just grabbing players. Like, he just doesn't. You know, the rotations have to fall upon the coach. So you're looking, and you're like, why? Where's who? Why? You know, you're constantly asking these questions. That I think that if there is the players turning on the coach, Money Mike, it's due to the coach's actions. Why else would they be turning on him, Money?
Listen, I mean, I have not mentioned his name at all, but I really believe that they come in there and they say, "Hey, LeBron, we're gonna win the game tonight." And then LeBron said, "Yeah." Then they go out there and they perform, they win the game. LeBron say, "Hey, no, we ain't gonna win tonight." Then they don't. I really think that it's. I know that sounds crazy and egregious, but I mean, this dude scored 10 points. Like, you know, like what, 2 games ago. Like, I mean, do y'all see what I see? I mean, I'm not trying to.
I don't know if I see it as much.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I see kind of, but as much.
I think your contrast level is a little turned up there, but like, so you see it more direct.
I think they literally just have to say, "Hey, we go, where y'all? Yeah, we gonna beat the Clippers tonight. All right, cool. Let's come on. Let's go out there and beat them." I think it's. I know that sounds crazy as hell. I know it does.
Okay, so then what you're saying is it's only when LeBron is motivated. I mean, obviously you're not saying that they literally verbally say we're not winning tonight. That doesn't happen. But maybe what you're saying is they read it in Bron's body language or something like that, correct?
I mean, yeah. I mean, because look, he was all in. I mean, look at his body language during the tournament. I mean, come on. How do you guys... I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, if I'm hating.
No, you're not. Match that same energy. Keep that energy.
But
right?
You're not hating. You're just consistent.
When LeBron was in trying to get that tournament, did you see a different focus in him then than you do now? That's I do. Do you guys see? Pat, do you see a different LeBron, tournament LeBron versus regular season LeBron?
Oh yeah,
Do you see a
for
different
sure,
LeBron?
for sure. It was a do or die situations, and I think, let's be honest. I mean, I know you don't want to hear this, but he is, he's almost 40. He's 39 years old. This is his 21st year in the league. So maybe he knows, just like we all know. We don't want to hear it, but we know that the league the season starts after the All-Star break. We know that, but he's now put himself in a position where we don't have the horses to allow him to coast. You know what I'm saying? We don't have obviously,
and he doesn't have that fifth gear to push the team and to just say, okay, now we can turn it on now, and now we're going to drive from the 8th spot to the 4th spot, and we're good. Yeah,
no, he can't turn it on now. He can turn it on in spurts.
Yes,
he can give you a game or two where he turn back the
but
clock.
But I'm not really talking about game performance. I'm really talking about in tune to really what's going on. His body language, Yeah, that. I mean, listen. I mean, I'm not expecting him to go out and score 40 every night, but I am expecting him to try to motivate that team with that same body language, to for everybody else to perform. It's like he really was like, "Come on, man, we got to win the tournament." And I just don't see that he has the same urgency to win the games after the tournament. And I'm not talking about player performance. I'm just talking about strictly motivation. Inner motivation.
I wonder if is there a drop in his stats since then. I don't know the reason.
Absolutely.
I don't know how. I mean, I don't think his stats really have, because he had that big game recently.
So it's not physically tangible what you're saying. It's just a commitment issue to winning.
Yeah, I mean, I really think it's more than that. Like, it's definitely more. It's not really the physical part. I'm not. I mean, if you have a bad game, that's cool. But I just want the body. I just want to feel the body language. When I looked at him, I was like, okay, LeBron, I feel you. You want this. You know what I mean? And I was rocking with him. And I didn't. I mean, you kind of see it, like you saw with the Clippers. You could tell he wanted that game. But all the other games, like, oh, okay, well, if we lose, we lose. Like, I just don't feel that every game. I don't see that desire from him to want to win every game.
All right, Mike. Now, not to interrupt. Sorry. We're not. So I don't even know. Again, we need to do a lot of comparisons here. These things come up during the show. Otherwise, I would have prepped better. But where do we stand compared to last year at this time? Because
it looks almost identical.
Yeah.
And that's where it's crazy, because we're now the 10th seed. So we're barely the last
25% chance or something like that.
Yeah, so we're in it now. We're 4 games, though, out of the 6th spot. So it's like we got to hope for those other teams collapse. They're not collapsing. There are teams up there that normally wouldn't be up there, like Minnesota, for example.
Yep.
Golden State is behind us. So
it's a different Western Conference.
Yes, it's like we probably have to wake up, because there have been a changing of the guard, and we were just trying out our old team, or at least our guy, and I'm thinking he just doesn't have it on a night-to-night basis. And I know what you're saying, Mike, because you would hopefully have that fire and just be that, if he's going to be a cheerleader, but he can't really lead by effort anymore. That's what I'm saying. Like, he can't just, I'm put the team on my back and just will us into the playoffs. Or he's not diving for the loose ball. Like, he's not going to be doing these hustle type plays that would get the,
not for these games.
Yeah, he's not going to do it for these games. But you got something to play for. Yes, you want to stick it to the Clippers because they're the Clippers. That's something to get motivated. The Chicago Bulls and a random Tuesday is not going to get them up.
Is that acceptable, Money Mike? Is that acceptable from LeBron?
Well,
it's not acceptable.
Okay.
We know it's not. It's not acceptable.
But it is what it is.
But it is what it is, guys. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. I definitely think that it's his MO. And I mean, he not just done as Laker. I think he's done it on other teams as well, where he just just really doesn't care and take games off. And if you lose a game, it's not a big deal. I just always felt that he's been like that his whole career. But to you guys' point, like we're basically doing the same thing. We're playing the 500 ball, being around the same thing. But listen, the Timberwolves, they trying to do something. Nuggets trying to do something. These games are, we are talking about 26-10, 24-11, 26-12. So we can't go in there 41 and 42 and 40. We're not gonna make the AC. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's just not gonna be. Like we actually got to be probably about 5 or 6 games above 500 to at minimum to be in the AC, because even the Pelicans, who are the 7th seed, is 22 and 15.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. So these people really are playing. The Rockets are 18
Dallas
and
is streaking. They're on a 3-game win streak right now.
Yeah, right. So and it's real over there. So you're not going to basically kind of skip into the playoffs.
Not anymore.
Not this season. Last season, and I said it was an anomaly. Like we'll never see this again, where the top seed doesn't win 60 games. Like that's
I think that was in both conferences, right?
Right. Yeah, that's unheard of. You know what I mean? Like these they playing different. The Celtics on the East are 28-8. The Bucks are 25-12. 76ers are 23-12. This is a typical season.
Yeah.
And last year was not a typical season. Everybody was mediocre.
The Lakers were
last year.
And the Lakers, only thing I see right now, we have a favorable home schedule this month before we get into after, the Super Bowl, which all the attention is shifted from the football to basketball. And I think that's when I think that's when the players start seeing the end of the line. They start seeing the All-Star break, and then they start seeing, okay, this is the final push to the playoffs. But they got to make their move now. Like I said before, they're 4 games out of the 6th seed. So now you got to make your move now. If you're going to get into there, so, that those 26 and 12s are now 26 and 15s, then you need to go ahead and do your part to make and to get back into
make some strides. Yes.
When they are slipping, you need to be on your game so you can then take advantage of that. I don't want us to now is March and we're still 4 games.
Again, yeah, again, as each day ticks into the season, the margin for error reduces, and they get themselves into a corner where now they have to produce, and they can't once again afford to weather some kind of injury, because they're giving up these games right now while they're healthy.
Yeah.
And if they had won 5 or 6 of these games while they're healthy, and so happen to lose someone and lose, 4 out of 8 when someone's down 8 games, so be it.
So last year.
But now you can't do that because you already gave up your games.
And last year, we had an actual excuse. AD was not playing. And we thought if AD played the games, we would be way above where we're at. We would be consistently good.
So
AD.
So we're
played every game pretty much. Only missed 2 games this year.
Yeah,
he's doing his ball.
I
mean, he's giving us 26 and 12. He AD is doing everything he's supposed to be doing, and I feel like we're wasting it away.
Yeah, we wasting a good AD season.
for what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I think the team, LeBron, players, hopefully probably front office staff, we were worried about this. They're looking at last year going, we've been there before. We can do this. And they got close last year. And sometimes that's again, it's fool's gold. And are you chasing fool's gold? I mean, it's hard to tell.
Well, okay, so we talk about complacency, and we talk about probably coming from the top down. And I do hear that, sometimes the leader has to model and people will follow.
Damn straight.
At the same time, we haven't seen one person from last year's run really take the next step. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, really solidifies themselves as the third guy. I know Reeves has been consistent, but Reeves has been consistent. Reeves hasn't really been churning out 25, 26.
He hit a nice peak last year, and he's maintained it.
And he maintained it. And that's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, like, D'Angelo Russell hasn't made the fan base forget about the Denver series. Like, he hasn't been like, well, he's untradeable. No, we're putting him in every package known to man.
And we thought we had a very palatable contract, and it's ending for trading if it was his, and it's turning out that it's not so palatable right now. His $20 million contract. But you can't have it both ways.
Right.
You know, so as a fan, we can't have it both ways. We can't be sitting here saying that a third star hasn't emerged, and then on the other hand, say the coach is not giving these players the proper rotation so they can get comfortable, so that they know the plays, so that they know when they're coming in, who they're playing with, and they can get comfortable. That's what it takes for them to take that next step. So you're right, they haven't, but have they been put in the position to succeed?
If we're talking about
role players.
If we're talking about the role players in particular, I would say Austin Reeves getting the minutes, because Austin Reeves is getting minutes. It's not like he's not getting minutes. He's getting minutes to show that he can be like I'm going to end the game. It's kind of, but I'm gonna really be like a Ginobili. Because sometimes when we were talking about the Spurs and they were selling him the Ginobili, they were selling them the Ginobili role. Is Tony Parker's not really hitting in his shots. You know, Tim Duncan is not leading. I mean, he's not really doing it. Like, tonight, they're both off. Ginobili is on. Like, he is on. He's taking that opportunity, and he's getting the 30 points. Because the other two needs him to get the 30 points, and he's able to do that. Can Austin Reeves, can you count on D'Angelo Russell to be that person, given the opportunities that they have? And Austin Reeves has gotten most of the minutes. I think he leads third leading minutes, even though he's on the bench. So he's getting opportunity, but I think he's plateaued. He hasn't really taken the next step and maybe we're all waiting for the playoffs, which is not for a young guy. I don't think not for him. I can't give him that.
You take your opportunities.
Yes.
You seize the moment. And if we're not seeing it, then they're not seeing it, you know, and that's that. Money Mike, do you think some of this motivation, from LeBron is possibly in his teammates? But like you said, they did great in the tournament.
Yeah, I think. Listen, I mean, at the end of the day, LeBron's leader. I think everything goes from him, and I think if he would get on the teammates and tell them, "Yo, this is what you need to do," I think they would go and step up. Obviously, D'Angelo is going to be spotty. He's going to have 3 great games and great shooting and do everything right, and then he's going to have 2 dog games. Prince, and Cam. We know what we get from them, so we can complain about it, but we're used to it. That's historically like what they do. A whole lot of potential, and when you see the potential come, and you start getting excited, then they'll give you some dog games. So you but I kind of feel though that if from the top, of the scale of the whole team, we have a whole lot of hot and cold players that are never consistently hot at the same time or cold at the same time. So I think you definitely kind of have to mix it up to see who's going to be hot for this game. But who has to be hot all the time or have the same mentality is unfortunately going to be LeBron and AD. Austin Reeves is pretty reliable, but hey, you put D'Angelo in there if he's hot, leave him in. Put him in having a rotation, save him with Cam and Prince. You know what you're gonna get from Louis. That he's gonna be your energy guy when he's able to be out there. But I think that there's ways to navigate that. I just think it just has to do with more motivation than anything else.
I got a question for you guys. We're gonna stray here a little bit. you guys like Giannis's take when they're playing bad? He says we're playing so bad that even the athletic guy needs to clean the clothes better. Like everybody needs to be better. Is that refreshing? Is that something that you appreciate there, Stat? I mean, at least he's not making excuses. He's saying everybody needs to be better.
But I mean, and then I get it. I get that even them, like, you're going so out of bounds. You're saying that even them, you're not meaning it literally. You're just saying, but everybody, it's like, is that fine to we all need to up our game? If he's talking about accountability, and if he's talking in a way kind of like passive aggressively, kind of like talking through the media, letting them know that I'm not satisfied with this, then, but, when you have some other person or teammate that says we just suck right now, it's kind of like saying we all did it, but I'm not going to say that I did it or you should be doing better. I'm just saying we all suck. And that's fine.
That's a team, right?
That's a team.
You go up, you go down.
But it's when I hear somebody putting people out there and saying we need to play better, and if you're not the person, you're going to look at yourself in the mirror, hopefully, and you play better. I think that's good for Giannis, and I like that kind of leadership. But, of course, we know LeBron is a different type of leader, and he's always been that different type of leader. And there's a lot of, I keep going back, we can't have Kobe and everybody.
Right. There's only one Kobe.
There's only one Kobe. And everyone has Kobe mentality, bomb mentality, but LeBron is not Kobe. We know that.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure.
But look, to answer your question, Jeff.
Sure, please.
I don't know if you guys heard the other quote when he was talking about who he works out with during the summer. And he was talking about how he doesn't work out with other NBA players because when you work out with other NBA players, that means you got to, hang out, go to dinner with them, get to know them, about the family and all that type of stuff. And he said he doesn't want to be friends with them. I don't know if you guys heard that quote.
Yeah.
He said he doesn't want to be friends with anybody. He wants to go out there and work. So he finds other people to work out with so that way he doesn't get friendly with them. So that way when he sees them in the game, he's focused in trying to go and beat them. I love that from Giannis, right? Because it's a different mentality that he's bringing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not so much, Kobe was like, everybody knew when it was the 48 minutes that he could be cool with you outside, but the 48 minutes, it was different. Giannis doesn't even want to interact with anybody in the league because he doesn't want to be friends with them and have to do all the stuff that comes along with them. And I mean, like I said, it's all about mentality in that. You know what I mean? So he'll avoid that. He avoids a friendship, or getting close to people because he wants to beat them so bad. Like that's what I love about Giannis. When I heard that quote, I was like, man.
Somehow Kobe Bryant was able to do both. So somehow Kobe Bryant would work out in the summertime with Reggie Miller just to study his game and to know that he could rip them apart in the playoffs. So he was always such a student of the game, but I doubt that they went to dinner and hung out because he didn't do that with anybody.
Right.
So, he was just, you want to work out? Yeah, I'll come study your moves. You're a professional. I'll come learn how to beat you. No problem. It's chess. This is chess, motherfucker. All right. So we got Money Mike. He's not here in the studio, but he's here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to finish the show with a segment that we call Money Mike's Out of Bounds. Money Mike's going to share his thoughts or opinions on a topic, and it's real easy. He just wants to know if those thoughts or opinions are in bounds or out of bounds. Money Mike, you've got the mic.
Hey y'all, look, this is a real fun one. I think hey Pat, do you know Mike Muscola? Remember him?
Who?
Mike Muscola.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember him?
Didn't the Clippers trade him?
Yeah. Yeah, not really, right? Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was sitting around looking at Ivica Zubac. And I'm looking like, Zubac is doing a really good job over there at the Clippers. The Lakers traded Zubac for Mike Muscala.
For the bag of chips.
BG2. Yeah, BG2. And every time I happen to see, and I don't see very many Clipper games, but I see a very good, formidable center over there with the Clippers that we had on our team. Am I the bound to say that every time I look at him, I think, damn, we actually had that guy? And I'm disappointed that he's not on the Lakers. Am I the bounds to say, damn, I wish we had Zubac back?
Oh no, you're not out of bounds for sure. You're in bounds because I mean, think about AD wanting to play the 4.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got a true blood center that was able to have your back when it comes to you go out there, you play your defense. Zubac is going to stay close to the rim. He's not going to go all the way out there and try to chase.
He's just stay at
He's
home.
going to stay at home. So you can be that guy that's going to go ahead and cover all that ground and take chances and know that somebody's solid that's going to get the rebound when they miss. It would be perfect for him. Yes, I mean, yes. And the thing is, I mean, who was the GM at the time? I don't think it was this regime.
No,
it was no, Pelinka was there. It was Magic and Pelinka.
That was if I'm right, that's a Magic Johnson casualty.
That wasn't a
was Magic coming in, cleaning house. That was a Magic Johnson move, not a Pelinka move, if I'm right. And
I think that's a Magic move.
And it was brash. It was I'm coming in and I'm making some changes. We don't need this. We don't need and you know. Is it regrettable? Zubac has been consistent. He plays. He's great. I see him a lot because we cover the Clippers, of course, on Infinity TV. Soon coming up, new show, full clip. So yeah, he's serviceable. He can play defense. He'll get you those, random. He plays, those random shots. He'll get the dirty work done for you inside. So. He's serviceable. I'm not really sure what his contract is, but it's probably a friendly contract.
Yeah.
No, you're in bounds, Money. You are in bounds. Zubac would be great to have on our team.
Yeah. I mean, because I was sitting there, every time I see Zubac, like, damn, we had him.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was on the defenders. He was in our farm system, and we just let him go for nothing.
Yep.
And this guy's out there balling, being consistent. He never had to move.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's man. Like, I'm disappointed that Zubac is a Clipper versus the Lakers.
Well, I hear you, and I don't disagree with that. And on that note, thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Mike, for joining us all the way from Las Vegas. We appreciate it. Stat Pat, Simsta, producer Dwan, we really appreciate it. We'll be back next week. Tuesdays, 8:30 on infinitytv.com. Be sure to catch the breaks every weekday at 3 p.m. We've got new shows coming up. Don't miss it. Culture Vultures. We've got Tune Heads. You know what's going on. infinitytv.com. Be there.
Peace.
We out.